which rather upsets the boys at Mercedes-Benz, who already had their ML 320 and ML 430 on the market, and even the more powerful 430 was nearly half a second slower to 62. The M-Class had been outclassed. So Merc decided to go one better and handed it over to their tuning arm AMG, who came up with this, the ML 55. The M-Class's roughy-tufty looks get enhanced with aggressive intent. There's a lower front spoiler, power bulges on the bonnet, subtle side skirts, and not-so-subtle 18-inch wheels, all set off by a pair of serious-looking exhausts. Unfortunately, all this fancy styling means you can no longer mount the spare wheel on the back, and there's no room for it underneath. So the massive 18-inch spare has to go in here. And you can't now opt for one of the M-Class's best school run accessories, extra seats in the back. The only distinctive features on the inside are buffalo leather instead of plain old cow, some fancy chrome dials with AMG written on them, bits of wood on the steering wheel and gear lever, and, oh yes, AMG floor mats. Luckily, there are some slightly more serious AMG modifications. This car isn't about aesthetics, it's about performance. They've slotted in the awesome 5.5 litre straight out of the E55 and give the off-roader 347 horsepower, which can propel it to 145 miles an hour on the German autobahns and to 62 in just 6.8 seconds. So it's now the fastest production 4x4 in the world. There's still no manual gearbox option. That's only available on the diesels, which is probably a good thing because automatics are what Mercedes do best, and this unit is a real blinder. You can either sit there and use the kick down to use all that 350 horsepower, or you can very easily slip it in the Tiptronic if you're in a sporty mood. The gearbox and running gear are the same as on the rest of the M-Class range. And of course, the one thing the executive off-roader is always going to struggle with is matching the ride qualities of an executive saloon. Whilst this ML55 might be able to beat the BMW in a straight line, it certainly can't match it for handling. And bumps and potholes send shockwaves shuddering through the chassis. But then hey, it is an off-roader, and some people might actually want to take it off-road. Assuming, of course, they've got through the floods on-road. Mercedes claim that the M-Class is just as good off-road as the Range Rover, and at £50,000 the ML55 is £3 cheaper than the 4.6 litre Vogue. So would I buy an ML55? Well no, I don't think I would. I'd be happier enough with the ML 320, and with the £20,000 I'd saved, I'd get myself a boat and a trailer to tow behind it, in case things get any worse.